I want you to put one jam on Lone Star 1. And Cruella, I want you to put another Minotaur on Zurich. And then I want you to put your 2 offs on Barasu. Snakester, I want you to put 2 offs on Hammock and 1 off on Spyra Gyra. We're going to go after Mongwin right off with thermal missiles.
And Nerl, pick our Paladin.
I'll take Hammock.
Roger.
Could you repeat that once again, Soren, please?
Alright, Cruella, you're going to jam Northus and Tone Star with Minmatar. Snakester, you're going to jam Zurich with Minmatar. And Cruella, you're going to throw your 2 off-jammers on Barasu and the Paladin. And Snakester's going to throw his 2 off-jammers on Hammock and the Paladin. His 3 off-jammers on Hammock. I think we want to jam Hammock down pretty good. We'll probably switch to, let's see, they're going to be armor tanking. After the thermal missiles, after the Guardian goes down, you're going to switch to explosive damage. And you're going to engage, we're going to engage the prophecies. We may shoot the Dramiels immediately after the prophecies. Ishkers, be ready to rep the Basilisk for sure.
Roger. Do you want us to just sort of try and use our guns on the frigs and stuff, but keep away from the bigger things?
Yeah, and stay near the Basilisk. I'm going to need those rep drones pretty good.
Do we know if that's their flagship for newt range? Because it should be 25, but it might be more.
Don't know, but we're going to be pulling range on them, so.
Yeah, don't all just fly straight away, kind of scatter. Just make sure you stay within range of the Basilisk, obviously.
Is it 125 radius for the arena?
Yes.
So they pop you at 125k plus 1 meter?
Yes.
Don't go further than 100, really.
The
Balgorn has ECM graphics, the Paladins don't. They've either kept them off or they don't, we'll see.
I'm damping the Balgorn, yeah?
Yes. Alright guys, go ahead and turn your hardeners on.
Battleships and 2 prophecies is not going to be the best plan.
We were trying to think of a way, like beam paladins with remote sensor boosters on the malediction. It's really unlikely. But we are underway now. The Vanguard team came in at 0 on the beacon, and of course the Sev3rance team came in at range, full 50k.
And we are seeing laser fire coming from the Balgorn. He's not jammed yet, at least, from those 2 rooks. And the damage is going on to the rook. The Guardian of Vanguard is being hit right now and is tanking pretty decently.
Yeah, he's actually kind of hanging in there. A lot of rep bots on him, and he's building up speed a little bit now, although I don't suppose that'll matter too much. And that Sev3rance Rook is actually taking some damage. Of course, he's getting reps as well from their Basilisk.
Notably, I am not seeing any E-War effects coming from the Sev3rance team. If they had had damps on those Ishkers...
I keep hammering that Guardian. Well, if it's not working, switch to the
fact that there's no E-War means
prophecies.
That they're really relying just on range and the
get the Dramiels that are in close.
Which may not be the best strategy. We are seeing a lot of cap transferring between the Paladins and the Guardian, which is an interesting strategy. It lets the Paladins use their extra high slots to keep themselves capped up for their guns and to keep cap into that Guardian so it can rep constantly.
Now, it looks like the Paladins are not shooting anymore, although it did look like they're cap transferring, so I'm not sure what the story is there. Also, the Paladin's 4 mids, is that right?
I forgot how many mids.
I'm pretty sure it's 4 mids, and I can be positive that they have ECCM, sensor boosting, and tracking enhancing going on in those mids. So these guys were trying to prepare to deal
For
with
all the
War,
damps
but,
on the Guardian, new
yeah,
primary
obviously that's a bigger
is
task
going to
for
be
the Marauder
Yes.
especially.
They are firing now, so we're seeing
Zurich
not a lot of
and,
damage being applied, but the damage that is
Dremel.
coming is onto the Tengu, the first Tengu of Sev3rance. At this point, it's a pretty big stalemate. It doesn't look like the Sev3rance team is going to be able to break the tank on this Guardian unless they do something about those drones first.
Yeah, they should think about taking out those drones. As expected, there's really not any movement happening.
John, you're a
for
little
the,
far away,
Vanguard
so
team. The Paladins
Snakester.
haven't crossed the 100 meter
Okay.
per second mark. In fact, they haven't really bothered to even
Mark
cross
is
the fight,
taking
so
damage.
They weren't really planning to have to catch up to anyone. I guess maybe their plan was that if their tank is strong enough, people have to come close
It's
to
the
them. but
Balgorn that's
and
target.
missiles around. That's sort of weird.
This is another case where having damps would have been extremely effective. I am seeing some effect coming off of that Ishkur. But
John, are you moving? You're not close to me. You're out of range.
Yeah, I'm trying web
Although that makes
neutered.
less sense with the Tengus, so.
But if they did have an overwhelming damp team going along with these Tengus, then Sev3rance would have been able
The
to
Dremel
damp
has
down
me
the Guardian
scrambled and
and then
webbed.
kill off the tacklers as they approach. The Guardian wouldn't be able to leave range from the very slow Paladins.
You know, Vanguard gets on the board first here by taking out one of the
I'm
7
down, sorry about that.
And it looks like they're about to start on another one. So that's a little bit of a surprise. And now
Switch to
one
combat
of the Vanguard
drones.
Dramel's
What's
taking a
close
little
to
damage,
us?
but he's repped back up, no problem by that Guardian.
Yeah, the Guardian for Vanguard is doing an excellent job so far. And it really is looking like Sev3rance is going to have to come up with something new to be able to take these guys down.
This is such a weird setup. We used to see more stuff like this. Famously, I don't remember, CO2 maybe brought rocks.
AAA brought the cap transferring. local
Okay,
tank
so the
rocks,
cap
yeah.
transferring rocks, and then you kind of just sort of make the other team fight on your terms because you can't break the tank without, or at least you just can't break the tank at all. But it's weird because there's really no way in the long run for Vanguard to get a lot of damage, the damage from the Balgon or the Paladins really, or the Prophecies, really put on anything without leaving that kind of cap transfer structure.
If I was the FC for Sev3rance, I would have everybody hang back outside of the range of these battleships and just start picking off those rep drones. Because once those rep drones go down, it should be possible to take down the Guardian.
Right, yeah, you can take down the drones in the meantime, and then eventually your Rooks are going to get the jams that you need.
Kill, they're pounding on. Can you get back over towards the Dremel?
Yeah.
The Basilisk.
Yeah, I'm burning over there.
It doesn't look like that's happened yet. For the most part, these guys have had no problem running the transfers the whole time. And actually,
be trying to
Sev3rance
jam the
Vanguard is
Balgorn
getting
if
close to
possible.
armor.
Yes, he just took a
Switch
lot of damage very
jams to
quickly.
the Balgorn,
I'm not sure if he got
off the-
too close to them, right
Yeah.
within range. He may have gotten
Get that
tackled.
I'm
Balgorn
webbed.
jammed down.
He is
yes,
webbed.
he is webbed.
Absolutely. And of course, the Balgorn can web from quite a distance as
And
well.
the Balgorn is now nuding him as well, which is very bad news. He's not going to be able to run his afterburner, and he's not going to be able to run his hardeners after a few cycles of those newts.
And another cool thing, I mean, this setup is obviously really weird, but another cool thing about the cap transfer chain is that if you can get on the offensive, you can feed the Balgorn a lot of cap with the cap transfer.
Yep, that is an excellent point.
And then you can, do a lot more nuding than you would normally be able to. And they are going to lose that Tengu. He is dead.
And if that keeps up, then it looks like that Vanguard is going to be able to take pretty much complete control of this match. Because as it is, they are not taking any significant damage. I don't think relying on the Guardian pilot to fall asleep is going to work very well for Sev3rance. They're going to need to do something actively to take down that Guardian, which probably means destroying those drones fast.
This is kind of crazy. I really, really, really wouldn't have thought the match was going to go this way at all. What's the effective range on these Paladins? It should be like, if they're running tracking enhancers, or a tracking computer and maybe a tracking enhancer or two, they could push it out to like, what, 80K maybe?
Quite
90K?
possibly with Scorch, yeah. They'll be doing some pretty decent range, and we're seeing an Ishkur now dropping for Sev3rance as well.
Does the Paladin pick up the optimal bonus that the APOC has?
Honestly, I do not remember. They do have that amazing web bonus that some of the Marauders have. They're very vulnerable to ECM, though, so it's surprising that they've been able to get any locks at all with the two Rooks.
You keep talking.
Keep
I'm
hammering Mongolin, guys. The only way we can get this is if we get him in. Ishkur's dive in close with your damage drones. We got to take him out.
Oh, no, he's still tanking okay.
I did, but I died.
Significantly more damage than he had been before. And yes, it does look like
Maxi, go in, see if you can pepper him with artillery. We've got to crack his tank. Take out drones on your way if you can, guys. Good luck.
Tanks will just pretty much fall apart on these larger ships, and the missiles will be able to do full damage to them.
So the Paladins do not pick up the optimal bonus from the APOCs, which means their range really isn't that great.
But we are seeing now damage being applied to the Tengu of Boyd. Is it possible for us to get a look to see if he's being neuted or not?
Overheat if you can on the Tengus with your
This
launchers,
guy
just
Gravy
don't burn them
tells me
out.
what to do all the time.
Nope, he is not being neuted. He's just being fired at from a long distance away, so he's probably going to be able to pull some range. Now, the Guardian for Vanguard is still dropping, but slowly. He's down to about 10% armor.
Boyd,
He's
steam towards the
eating back
Basilisk.
up
I'll
as
try and
well.
throw you some support.
It doesn't look like they've really taken out any of these rep drones. And I think the thing with the Guardian, I mean, I'm not sure, as they're about to lose an Ishgar on the Sev3rance side, but it seems like it's likely that they would pick up a window where they could put a lot of pressure on the Guardian if they're able to jam out the cap transfers or something like that.
Yep.
And then, of course, that window disappears if you can't finish the deal by the time he gets his locks back. But in this case, the damage
After
is still
the
coming in. He's definitely,
Valgorn, or after the
pretty
Guardian
bad.
start
It is
killing those
looking like that
Paladins as
Guardian's
quick
gonna
as you
die
can.
before Boyd's Tengu. And if Boyd's Tengu goes down, though, that's going to be a lot of their DPS gone. So I'm not sure they'll be able to break through the just effective hit point tanks on the battleships and
Guardian
prophecies.
down. Now, another thing about these setups, when you
Alright
when you
guys,
have
pull
one of
back
these,
and stick with the Basilisk, start picking off
cap
those Paladins.
transferring, heavy tank setups is usually you take one ship down, and it's really hard for the rest of the ships to.
Yeah. In this case,
know.
the Paladins will be able to cap transfer each other still, but losing the reps.
But
is
they
gonna
won't be
a
running
pretty
local
huge
reps,
thing.
right?
I wouldn't expect so. They do have the bonus for it, but with the Guardian, it's probably not worthwhile. They're better off putting resists and damage mods in the lows.
Right. If they, yeah, I mean, I guess they could do. They
I'm
could
not
local
seeing any
rep.
local rep effects on them
Okay.
yet.
Well, they're not in armor yet.
Yeah.
Same time that Tengu is holding on all right. He's.
We're going to find out soon because that Paladin is getting shot and he's now into armor.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I wouldn't think so. I mean, that would be kind of hard.
That would be surprising, yes.
You can do it, like you said. It's bonus, and they can get tons of cap fed to them from the Guardian, and the Guardian can run a local tank, and it could work. But I don't think that's what they're doing, and it doesn't look like he's repping anything back. So.
It looks like the Vanguard team has now switched their damage.
Boyd,
to
you're out of
Rook
rep range again.
Sev3rance. It looks like Boyd's Tengu probably got outside of range because he wasn't webbed or neuted, and they were able to just reduce the DPS on him by getting range.
Right, and it's the same story actually on the Rook. The Rook
I'm coming back.
clear the damage, and they're switching targets again.
Yep. Now, it looks like the Sev3rance team is
The
doing a good
Paladin's
job
going
of
well.
taking down
Stay
the
on them,
Paladin, but
guys.
we
Just
do
try and
only
keep
have
the
a minute and
frigates
15
shut out
seconds
if
left.
possible so you
So
can
it's a
keep up your
question of
speed.
how many points they can knock out before the time runs out.
Right, and they probably will.
May
get
want to
this
start
Paladin,
overheating
but it's
guns,
not actually
missile
guaranteed,
soon.
And for now, Vanguard actually.
I have
is able
been.
to
Yeah,
counter and winning.
hammer,
You know, we
hammock,
talk a
hammer,
lot about
hammock.
Getting as many points as you can is important, but actually winning is really important as well. These
Yep.
teams, Sev3rance lost their first match.
1
Vanguard
minute,
lost their
15
first match as
seconds
well.
left, guys.
I believe
Really need that
so.
Paladin.
Yes, yes, they did.
Whoever wins this match at least keeps themselves alive in the tournament. They can go into next
it's
weekend,
a match.
buy a qualifier match and get themselves through the group. But this Paladin probably will go down before the time is up. He's just about to hit structure. And like
Put
I
the
said,
heat on if you
reps.
can.
And actually, at this point, Sev3rance has a pretty good lock. They can kind of dictate range. And
But the real question
whatever
is
they
if they'll
want.
be able to get any more points knocked out before time.
Hey,
runs out.
that Paladin's got a lot of armor bots on it.
Knock them down, but if the Dremels are smart,
Just
they'll have
clear
the ability
comms,
to
shoot
take the opposite
hammock,
side
and then
of the
switch to
field.
does the
Barassu
Paladin give them enough
immediately.
points to get the win?
Or switch to a
I
prophecy.
would have to
Spyro
do some math on
Gyra is
the
going to be
fly for
secondary.
that.
Is it
Hammock
more than
primary,
15
Spyro
points?
Gyra secondary.
Yes, it is 19 points.
So if they take this out,
Or
in the
18
next,
points, sorry.
oh, I think that got Sev3rance the win then, yeah? Because they're going to
Spyro
go,
Gyra,
points,
get
they're gonna
Spyro
go up to,
Gyra.
34, and Vanguard's only got 30s. So Sev3rance should win that match with 10 seconds
With
to
33
spare.
points, yes, it's
33.
18 points. Sev3rance now has 33, and yes,
So-
Sev3rance
If we
take
gets
the
win
prophecy,
on
we'll
points
get
by
this.
killing the Paladin right at the very end of the match.
In a really, really weird match.
Match is
Testing our
over.
math skills to
over.
the limits.
We won the match.
Oh my god.
Nice
Good job,
work,
guys.
guys.
Well done. We won.
We won the match by 3
Good
points.
job killing those drones.
We won by 1 point, didn't we? Or
Two.
No,
we
2.
tied on point
Sorry,
two.
3.
Okay.
It was 30 to 33.
Where do we work to? Exit 2?
Yeah, team 2 exit.
Fuck yeah.
Bloody brilliant
won?
job, guys.
You're sure
Yeah,
we
sorry
won?
for getting out of range,
We
sorry,
won,
Nick. I
I
was
can
trying to get
confirm,
back to you, but I was webbed and scrambled and such.
I have no
was
idea
watching
how I got
TV.
away from you.
Congratulations, guys. I just saw you on the TV.
Yes, 30-33 in favor of us.
Yeah, you won with 3 points. I was worried, though, for the first 7 minutes.